lesson for drawing similar figures. Okay, so the first method we're going to use is the method that is just to measure it out and just recreate it as best as you can. So we're going to use this scale factor. 1 unit is 3 centimeters, and we're going to convert the 2.3 units, and then we'll convert the 3 units. So we have 2.3. When we cross multiply and divide this, we would get 6.9, sorry. So we're going to draw it to be 6.9 centimeters. And then we'll also use 1 unit is 3 centimeters. And we'll go 3 over x, and it will be 9 centimeters. So when we recreate it, we're going to recreate it drawing with those standards. So you're going to need a protractor as well as a ruler. Okay, so we're going to measure using the protractor for our angles here. So it looks like we've got like 35 degrees. And then this side looks like it's 35 degrees as well, which is good because it's an isosceles triangle. We have two sides that are the same, which means I have two angles that are the same. The last angle is going to be 180 subtract 35 subtract 35, which would be 110. You should be able to measure that on your page. However, I cannot really do it on the iPad screen. Okay, so when we draw this, we're going to start by drawing our first base out, and we're going to draw it 9 centimeters out. So obviously I don't necessarily have room to write 9 centimeters on here, so I'm just going to use this small ruler, but I'm going to draw a line that is 9 centimeters long. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my protractor out, and I'm going to move it so that I can see where that 35-degree angle is. And I'm just going to make a tick at 35. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Make a tick at 35. Oops. So I know which way, to draw my lines. Then I would take my ruler, and my ruler doesn't rotate, so you're going to have to try this. And you're going to measure out 6.9 centimeters going in the direction of this. And so you're going to do that with both of them. I'm just going to do that so it's easier. And then you should have your recreated image. So this strategy is literally just to find all of the angles, all of the sides, and measure it all out. Okay, the next one uses a vanishing point. So you're going to take your ruler and draw a horizontal line. Then you're going to draw a vanishing point somewhere over there. And now because everyone's is going to be different, you're going to have to do this very individually on yourself to see what your scale would be and all of that jazz. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler and your straight edge, and you're going to line it up with the vanishing point, and then you are going to draw a straight line from the vanishing point to each vertex, lightly. So a straight line lightly to each vanishing point. Oops, vertex. I meant to say vertex. And now, this part's kind of confusing. So now what this part is you're going to recreate the image further back. So if I look at this line right here, and this line right here, that is my up and down side. So I'm going to put an up and down parallel to there between those two sides. I also know that from this line to this line is my up and down, or is this slant. So parallel to this, I'm going to go like that. From this top line to this line, I would get this. So I'm going to go from there to there and draw that in. From this line to this line, I could get this side of the, it looks like a house, I guess. And then lastly, for this, I'd go from here to here. So mine's not perfect because I did not use a ruler, but the more accurate you are with your ruler, the more accurate it'll be. To find the ratio of how much this has been reduced, you would measure this side with your ruler in centimeters, and then measure this size in the ruler with your centimeters. So I'll let you do that individually on yours, and then do a ratio of the drawing size or the scale size over the original, and put those numbers as a fraction. Alright, for the last example here, we're going to need to do an enlargement, and we're going to actually use a scale for this one. So start by measuring each of those sides. So I'll let you pause the video and measure. What you should have got is 3 centimeters, 3, 3.5, and 5. So let's start with making the enlargement. So on this is our original drawing is 1 centimeter. We want to enlarge it by 3 centimeters. So I'm going to put 3.5 on the top and X on the bottom. So I want my enlargement to be 10.5 for that side. And then I would like my other side that are 3 centimeters. They're going to triple in size as well, so it's going to be 9. And our bottom will triple in size to become 15. Okay, to do this method, what you need to do is you're going to take your straight edge, your ruler, and you're going to lay it diagonally across here. And what you're going to do is you're going to extend the diagonal and draw it like this. So use a straight edge, unlike what I just did, and draw a big X. This makes it so that we do not have to use any protractors. Okay, using your ruler, we want the top now is going to be 9 centimeters and the bottom is going to be 15. So let's do the 15 first. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to line it up with this bottom, and I'm going to drag it down until the length between this is 15 centimeters. And then I'm going to draw my line. And this is going to help guide me. Then I'm going to do the same thing up here, but I want it to be 9. Uh-oh. There we go. What is happening? Alright, so I'm going to find it to be 9, which is about right there. And then I'm going to draw my top. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my straight edge, which I can't rotate on here, to connect from here to here. And it should, the more careful you are, the closer this part's going to be. But it should measure out to be 10.5 centimeters, like it's supposed to be. So that is one way that you can make you can also do this with a reduction, but here's a enlargement without having to use a protractor. That's all I have for you. That's all, folks.